It was a bright Thursday afternoon on campus, and Dele's backpack felt heavier than usual, not because of his chemistry books, but because of the unease in his chest. He and his girlfriend, Bola, had been dating for one semester, but the more he got to know her in university, the less he recognized the girl he'd once laughed with in secondary school. They had been friends for years, partners in mischief and study, sharing jokes and secrets that no one else understood. But since starting university, something had shifted. Bola had become stylish, proud, and distant, more interested in the validation she received from friends and social media than the quiet sincerity Dele offered. In the quad, Dele watched her snap a selfie with a group of friends, carefully angling her head so the sunlight hit perfectly, while he waited a few steps behind. She smiled at the camera, her laugh loud and rehearsed, then checked her phone obsessively. He realized he had begun to feel invisible in the relationship, like a supporting character in her personal highlight reel. The following week, Dele's chemistry lab paired him with a girl he'd barely spoken to before, Yinka, a 300-level student, bright, approachable, and naturally kind. She greeted him with a smile that seemed to cut through his frustrations. Ready to mess up the experiment together, she teased, handing him a notebook. Dele chuckled, feeling the tension of his usual day fade. Hopefully not too badly. As they walked, Yinka encouraged him gently, complimented his insights, and laughed at his occasional mistakes. Dele noticed how natural it felt to be himself with her, no posing, no social media influence, no constant performance. For the first time in weeks, he realized he was actually enjoying the day. Meanwhile, Bola's attention shifted whenever Dele mentioned lab assignments. She scowled when he spoke of Yinka, asking pointedly, "Why are you spending so much time with her? Don't forget we have plans for Valentine's." The moment stung, though he didn't let it show. He felt a quiet certainty growing inside him, something in this connection with Yinka felt real. Over the next few days, tension simmered. Bola's online post showcased the couple as perfect, yet her words and actions told a different story. She ignored his text, dismissed his feelings, and bragged about his accomplishments to friends as though they were trophies she owned. Dele began to notice the subtle signs of manipulation, the sighs when he disagreed, the small guilt trips over minor disagreements, the way she flaunted their relationship on Instagram while avoiding real conversations. At night, he lay in the hostel, staring at the ceiling. "Is this what I want?" he whispered to himself. "Someone who loves me, or someone I have to impress constantly?" The answer crystallized in his mind: he deserved authenticity. He deserved someone who valued him for him, not for the post, the attention, or the likes. Valentine's Day arrived, and Dele booked a small, elegant restaurant. Bola arrived, dressed in a bright red blouse and a carefully flared skirt, her hair perfectly curled, and her makeup flawless. She smiled sweetly, but the edge in her eyes hinted at the tension beneath the surface. They sat across from each other, menus open but untouched. Silence stretched as she spoke first. "Dele, I know you've been distant lately." I want this to work," she said, leaning forward. "I'll do anything to fix it. Please, don't give up on us." He held her gaze calmly. "Bola, I've thought a lot about us. And I can't pretend anymore. I realize I can't be in a relationship where I feel like I'm just a part of your highlight reel. I need honesty, respect, someone real." Her eyes widened, disbelief flashing. "What? You can't be serious. This is Valentine's Day." "I am," he said firmly. "I've made my choice." her face twisted from shock to fury. She stood abruptly, her chair scraping against the floor. "You're throwing away everything we have for, what?" A classmate. Without waiting for a response, Bola turned on her heel and walked away, muttering, "I could do better anyway." Dele's heart raced, but before he could process what he had just done, the door swung open, and Yinka, the chemistry lab girl, walked in. She scanned the restaurant for a table, her smile brightening when she caught his eye. Dele's lips curved into a surprised grin, as if fate itself had placed her there. He felt a strange calm settle over him. Dele gestured toward the empty chair beside him. "Yinka, would you like to join me for dinner?" Yinka hesitated, then smiled warmly. "I'd love to." Before she could move closer, Bola ran back across the restaurant, her face flushed with anger and betrayal. "You broke up with me, for her," she shouted, her voice carrying across the room. Dele looked at her, calm and resolute. "I didn't break up with you for her. I broke up with you for me. For honesty. For respect. For someone who values me as much as I value them." The words hung in the air. Bola's eyes flickered with disbelief and humiliation as she turned and stormed out again, leaving Dele and Yinka alone. Yinka slid into the chair across from him, her presence calm and reassuring. "I'm glad you asked," she said softly. Dele smiled, a weight lifting off his shoulders. "Me too. Somehow, it feels like it was meant to happen." The waiter arrived, and the date began. They began talking, laughing, and sharing stories, each realizing that what they had was built on respect, understanding, and honesty. Outside the restaurant, Bola lingered for a moment, scrolling through her phone, perhaps realizing for the first time that social media clout and appearances could never replace genuine connection. For Dele, Valentine's Day became a lesson. Sometimes the hardest choices lead to the most rewarding beginnings. Top 5 lessons from this story. 1. Choose honesty over appearances. Real relationships are built on truth and respect, not social media validation or superficial displays. 2. Self-worth matters more than keeping someone else happy. Dele realized he deserved a partner who valued him, not someone using him for status. 3. Genuine connections trump old habits. A new, sincere bond can be far more meaningful than staying in a familiar but toxic relationship. 4. Difficult conversations lead to growth. Ending a relationship respectfully, even when it hurts, is better than pretending everything is fine. 5. Timing and fate can surprise you. Sometimes the right people appear at the right moment, reinforcing that patience and integrity matter.
Hope you enjoyed that story. My name is Star, and creating African folktales is just one of the many things I love to do. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, turn on your notification, and give this video a thumbs up. Your support means a lot to me. Please also drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'm open to story suggestions. Also, if you'd like to create an African folktale like this, check the description for all the tools I used. Be sure to watch the next story showing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.